morning, students. Today we are going to cover another practical problem for final accounts. The question is as follows. From the following balances of Vikas, prepare trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet for the year 2017 and 2018. The debit balances are given to us. Machinery amounting to rupees 35,000, debtors amounting to rupees 27,000, drawings amounting to rupees 9,000, purchases amounting to rupees 95,000, wages amounting to rupees 50,000, bank amounting to rupees 15,000, opening stock valued at 20,000, rent valued at 4,500, sundry expenses mentioned as 2,000, carriage mentioned as 1,500, and some credit balances are also given to us. They are capital amounting to rupees 1 lakh, creditors amounting to rupees 14,000, sales amounting to rupees 1,45,000. We have been given an adjustment for closing stock. Closing stock was valued at rupees 6,000. Now children, starting off with the solution for the same. The first thing which we need to make is the trading and profit and loss account. So children, let's start. Trading and profit loss account of Vikas for the year ending 31st March 2018. Kindly note, when we prepare the trading and profit and loss account, it is prepared in this format, that is particulars amount, debit side and credit side. Both trading and P&L account are prepared with the same format. Always note that the debit side of the trading account and the P&L account, the debit side starts with to and the credit side starts with by. Now children, let's start. The first thing and the foremost thing in the trading account that is going to come is to opening stock. Now children, the first and the foremost thing is going to be the opening stock, which is given to us at the value of rupees 20,000. So for the trading account children, the first thing which is going to come is to opening stock on the debit side, that is amounting to rupees 20,000. Now children, in this question we have been given purchases. So the second thing which is going to come in the trading account is two purchases amounting to rupees 95,000. Now children, in this question we have not been given the purchase returns or sales return. So we would straight away mention the purchases amount in the debit side of the trading account. Always note, the debit side of the trading account has all the direct expenses related to factory and manufacturing, and the credit side has all the direct incomes related to factory and business. So children, wages, they are directly related to the factory, so they are mentioned in the trading account. Two wages, it is mentioned in the question 50,000, so we would mention that. Then children, we have also been given in the question carriage. Kindly note, whenever carriage inward or outward is given, we mention it accordingly. But when carriage alone is given, no inward and outward word is written along, it is deemed to be in the trading account. It is deemed to be a direct expense. So we have mentioned carriage in the debit side of the trading account. So now children, we leave it over here right now. Moving on the credit side, we have been given in the question sales. So by sales we are mentioning the amount 1,45,000. We have not been given in the question children any kind of sales return. So we are not subtracting anything out of the sales. Then question also has closing stock as an adjustment. Kindly note, closing stock is always written in two parts. One is in the trading account, another is in the balance sheet with the same amount. So in the trading account, closing stock is a direct income. So it is mentioned in the credit side of the trading account by closing stock valuation of rupees 6,000. Now children, what are we supposed to do is that we need to total the credit side amount and we need to total the debit side amount. If children, the credit side total is more than the debit side total, in that case we have the gross profit. Kindly note, in the trading account, if the credit side total is more than the debit side total, we generate gross profit. But if it is the other way round, that is the debit side total is more than the credit side total, in that case we generate the gross loss. So over here children, the debit side total is more than the credit side total. So in this question, the balance amount between both, that is the difference between the debit and credit, would be mentioned as gross loss on the credit side, because the debit side was more than the credit side. So I have written over here by gross loss with the difference between both, that is 15,500. Now we would grand total both the things, that is 1,66,500, which was the grand total of the debit side. With that we total both the sides, we balance them both. Now moving on to the P&L account. Children, kindly note, if we generate gross loss, in that case the gross loss gets transferred to the P&L account on the debit side, and if we generate gross profit that was there supposedly in the debit side of the trading account, then it is transferred to the credit side of the P&L account. So now over here in this question, when we talk of, we have generated gross loss, so it get transferred to the P&L account on the debit side. Why on the debit side? Because it is an indirect expense of the business. So children, we have got 15,500 as the gross loss. So we would mention to gross loss. Then children, we have been given in the question to rent amounting to rupees 4,500. We would mention that because it is an indirect expense of the business, and the P&L account debit side has all the indirect expenses, and the credit side of P&L account has all the indirect incomes. So another thing which is going to come in the P&L account debit side, in the question we have been given sundry expenses. That simply means they are the indirect expenses related to business, which are not related to factory, but they are related to office, administration, selling, distribution, advertising, and so on. So we mentioned the sundry expenses amounting to rupees 2,000 in the P&L account. Now what are we supposed to do is that we need to total this side. On the credit side children, till now we had nothing. So the total of this side is coming out to be 22,000. We need to balance out the debit side and the credit side. Kindly note in both trading and P&L account. So as we did not had anything over here in the credit side, as there was no indirect income in the question given, so what we have got is that the net loss. Why? Because the debit side total was more than the credit side total. As the credit side we had nothing, that means zero. So we have to balance both the sides. So the business has generated net loss. Now children, whenever there is net loss, kindly note it gets subtracted from the capital. And if the business generates net profit, in that case it gets added to the capital. Now where is this capital? This capital children is part of the balance sheet on the liability side. Now moving on to the balance sheet for this question. We have totaled both the sides with 22,000, which was the total of the debit side of the P&L account. In the credit side we have got by net loss amounting to rupees 22,000. Now look here in the balance sheet children. In the balance sheet children, the first and the foremost thing on the liability side would be the capital. First of all, kindly note the balance sheet has liabilities and asset. It does not have debit or credit. The balance sheet needs to be the starting with liabilities and assets. Both the liabilities and assets, their total should tally each other without any balance to be adjusted on both the sides. Their total should automatically tally. So let's look here. Capital is given to us 1 lakh rupees. We have also been given in the question drawings amounting to rupees 9,000. Always note, drawings are for the personal use of the proprietor. They have to be subtracted from the capital. So we have subtracted the drawings 9,000 rupees from 1 lakh. That comes out to be 91,000. Now, as I told you, the net loss also has to be subtracted from the capital. All this has to be done, children, in the inside column, and the resultant amount will be shown in the outside column, in the amount column. So we have 91,000, subtracting the net loss 22,000 from it, we get 69,000. Now in the question, children, we have also been given creditors amounting to rupees 14,000. Creditors, children, they are our liabilities, so that would also be mentioned on the liability side, 14,000. Now we total both of them, that is 69,000 plus 14,000, that comes out to be 83,000. Now leaving the liability side over here, because there is nothing left to mention and post in the liability side. In the asset side, let's look here what all has to be posted. We need to post the fixed asset, that is machinery, which is amounting to rupees 35,000. Another thing which we need to mention is the debtors. It is an asset, so it is amounting to rupees 27,000 as given in the question. We have also been given in the question bank, which is another asset for the business, amounting to rupees 15,000. We mention it, and as I told you, closing stock is adjusted in two parts. One is in the trading account, one is in the balance sheet. On the asset side, it is an asset of the business, so closing stock amounting to rupees 6,000. Now we total the asset side. The asset side total is also coming out to be 83,000. So children, you could see that both the liability side is matching the asset side. Both of their totals are tallying to each other without any balance, without any difference being adjusted. So children, this is how we need to mention in the final accounts. First of all, we prepare the trading and profit and loss account, then we prepare the balance sheet, and the question is complete, children. Kindly go through the video carefully and clear your doubts if any on the Microsoft Teams. Thank you. Till then, take care. Have a good day.